going to work on chest isolations. This is going to be a really good thing to practice at home. And this is going to be, it's useful for several reasons. For one thing, in just everyday life, having a more flexible chest, just like having more flexible hips and shoulders, is going to just give us more fluidity and more mobility as we're just moving, which is also going to give us strength and is also going to give us the ability to resist injury. So it's going to be a really important thing even for everyday life, but then it's also really important for pretty much any style of dancing. For example, being able to isolate my chest is going to give me both my shaping in ballroom dancing as well as the ability to lead our promenade positions or follow my promenade position. In my Latin style dancing, it's going to give me a more natural and better looking Cuban motion. So rather than something like this, that just looks like really extreme in the hips, if I offset it with my rib cage, it looks a lot more fluid and a lot more natural. And finally, it's also going to be used, well, it's actually going to be used in West Coast swing a lot for both shaping, styling, and just more natural movement. And it's going to be used a lot in hip hop for various hip hop type moves. So we're going to talk about how we're going to start isolating first. So what we want to do is we are going to start by just going side to side. And when I do this, if I go to my right first, I'm going to imagine that I'm stretching this side of my rib cage and kind of collapsing this side. Notice as I'm doing this, I'm trying to keep my shoulders nice and level. And then I go to the other side. And I stretch this side, collapse this side, and come back to center, and that way. Center, and that way. And I want to be able to just go from side to side, trying to keep my shoulders as level as possible. But then we also want to be able to go forward and backwards. So going forward, particularly we want to keep our core engaged, our abs and the rest of our core engaged while we're doing all of our chest isolations, but particularly for our forward or our chest pop, doesn't look very good if we go like this and just let everything move. We want to keep our core engaged and just pop my chest forward. Boom. So, boom. We can kind of exaggerate it by allowing our shoulders to come just very, very slightly back. I don't want to go extreme because that's not good for my back and that's not the look I want. But if I push my chest forward and just slightly bring my shoulders a little bit back to offset, boom, I've got a nice big forward chest movement. And then I want to also be able to go backwards, and this is collapsing my chest, so I go back. Kind of the same principle here. When I collapse my chest and move my chest backwards, if I allow my shoulders to move slightly forward, it gives a more exaggerated look as well. So I go forward and back, and forward and back, and forward and back, and forward and back. Then finally, we want more than just 4 ranges of motion. So we're going to actually start working on our diagonals as well. So I'm going to have a 45, straight forward, 45, straight to the side, and then same thing going on the back. 45 back, straight back, 45 to my left back, and then straight to the left. And so that's what we're going to work on right now is I'm going to start with that 45 forward. So I go forward, straight forward, forward to the right, straight to the right. Notice my chest is now centered. Then I collapse back to the right, straight back to the left, and then I come back to center from a side view to go to my left. So one more time from a side view now, going to my diagonal, boom, straight forward, to the right, it's now center right, back, back left, and left. So let's all try this together now. Same thing, I'm going to go forward left, forward, forward right, right, back right, back, back left, center, forward left, forward, forward right, right, back, back left, and left. We also want to do this, practice this going the other direction. So that's what we're going to do now, is starting with our forward to the right. We're going to do this 2 times. I go forward right, forward, forward left, left, back, back right, right, forward right, forward, forward left, left, back back right, and right. And then the last thing that we want to do to make this more, when we want to be able to do this both more of a popping motion and kind of make it staccato, which is going to be great for stylistic purposes, particularly our hip-hop dances. But we also want to be able to make it nice and smooth for our ballroom purposes. So that the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our angles and just make it more of a circle. So we're going to circle to the in a counterclockwise direction first. So I go forward and around, and I'm going to do this one 3 times. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but going in a clockwise direction. So forward, 1, 2, and 3. And so that's going to be what we work on in our chest isolation today. The circle from a front view, in case the back wasn't very good, because I won't check the video until later. I'll do it 1 circle counterclockwise and then 1 clockwise. So forward, and I circle, and then the other way, and I circle. So that's today's lesson. Our extra point for today is going to be trying to fit, I want you all to fit this chest isolation workout with music. So that means timing it with the music. 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the case might be, and trying to just kind of spice it up and make it really fun to watch. So thank you all, and keep dancing.